Hi guys, Tatiana is here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll show you a typical routine of practicing some riffs with the metronome, and I will choose a few different riffs and I will break the process down for you. I will use materials from the book by John Liebman, Funk Fusion Bass, which I got in the first edition that was published in 1982, 33 years ago, and it's still good. It helps people learn arpeggios and octaves and notes on the fretboard, and it gives you some interesting techniques like hammer-on and others. I'll jump straight to chapter 4, where these techniques and riffs start. In this book, all the exercises have two lines, one for notation and one for taps. It's really helpful for people who are just learning and getting familiar with notes on the fretboard. Here it is about the hammer-on technique when you slam your finger onto the fretboard without plucking the string. In most cases, a previous note has been struck and it's still ringing on the same string, adding momentum to the hammer-on. However, it's also possible for a note to be produced by the hammer-on technique itself, although this technique is more difficult. The hammer-on technique provides the variety in your articulation and allows you to play faster by relieving your right hand for some of the work. In notation, the hammer-on is usually shown by a slur between notes from low to high, going up in pitch. There are some examples. First, I try to understand the rhythm. I can sing it alone or clap it. Each beat here is divided into 4/16 notes or semiquavers. In the first case, the first beat is split into a 16th note and a dotted eighth. Normally we have two 16th notes in one 8th note, but a dot makes the note value longer to half of its normal duration. It makes it 2/16 plus 1/16 equals 3/16. It means that this is a beat. This is a 16th note rest, so here we have another beat, two 16th notes and an eighth. There is the third beat. And the quarter note crotchet is the last, the fourth beat in this bar. The rhythm is the same in the second bar. I can use my four fingers for 16th notes. In a slow tempo, this rhythm sounds like this. Ta-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta-da, ta-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta-da. Now I set up my metronome in a slow tempo. It's 60 BPM here for me, but it can vary, doesn't matter much. And I still split every beat into 4 semiquavers or 16th notes. So it sounds like this. 3, 4, da-dum, da-dum, dum, da-dum, 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 dum, da-dum. Now I'll try to play it. 3, 4, da 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 da. When I feel it well enough, I can increase the tempo. Now it's 100 BPM. 2, 3, 4. The second exercise is easier, as here we have very clear 4 beats. 2 crotchets and the crotchet divided into 4/16 notes. And this structure makes a beat, as we sorted out from the previous exercise. Here you might be able to get to the tempo without taping the notes, but straight away. With the metronome it sounds like this. I will still tap it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dum, da dum, da 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 dum, dum, da dum, da 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 dum. Now I'll play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are more interesting techniques described in this chapter, like pull-offs, trills, shakes, bends and slides, but my favorite exercises are in chapter 5, which is the next. It's called Establishing the Groove. You can just take these riffs from this book and go jam with your friends. Look at the first one from chapter 5. First, I would recommend you to figure out each 16th note precisely. You can use your 4 fingers for that and tap as I showed you. It sounds like this. Da-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, dum. Da-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Now you can play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. The riffs aren't necessarily based on 16th notes. Sometimes they can be based on 8th notes, like the next one. Here you have a little 16th note rest at the end, but mostly it's the pulsation of 8th notes. I'll tap it for you. I set up my metronome to the tempo 80 BPM and I'm going to tap every 8th note, not every 16th as I did before. And it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, dum, dum, dum. Now I'm ready to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. In funk, there are many interesting rhythms, and you can always create your own ones. Believe me, after practicing these type of exercises, jamming with your band becomes much easier and more enjoyable. Your fingers will know the options how to make cool rhythms and what notes around the root tones to use. You won't need to think about it much. So there are a few points on how to learn new riffs. First, you need to understand the rhythm. Split the riff into the small chunks like the 8th or the 16th notes and try to feel each one of them. And when you feel them well, when you understand the pulsation in 16th or 8th notes, reduce the pulsation to the beats only and try it again. 2. Start at a slow tempo and increase it only when you are confident enough. And 3. Use a metronome. This is compulsory for learning new riffs, especially in funk. Go back to your favorite exercises, practice them, memorize them, and use them for warming up and maybe for sound check on the stage. You can use any book you like where you can find interesting riffs. It doesn't matter which book you actually use. They're all useless if you don't practice them, and they're all gems if you do. The practice matters. Below this video you can find a link to the PDF file with the exercises which I covered today and a few more. They are free for you today. If you like this video, don't forget to press that like button and share it with your best friends and subscribe for more bass content. Let me know in the comments below if you use any books for your practice, and if you do, then which book you find the most useful. See you next time and keep grooving!